when it comes to understanding the agenda of a particular group, particularly a group or a movement that is aggressive, well-financed, broad-based, and often intimidating to those who oppose their agenda, it really is oftentimes very difficult to do without some expert analysis. And that's why we have our guest on here today who leads this ministry, First Stone Ministries. And I'm going to state it again. He is, so you have and understand his ability to speak. He's a former homosexual, a sexual abuse survivor, and now redeemed from sexual addiction and being controlled by powerful rich men, some even in the church. Now, I'm stating that intentionally because that's what our guest, Stephen, says that is me. That's where I come from. So he's helping us here today. Now, as far as well-financed when it comes to the LGBT movement, that's an understatement. From the standpoint of broad-based, meaning strong influence over what I call gatekeeping positions, media, law, entertainment, education, that's indisputable. Aggressive is also an understatement because this movement has continual lawsuits against individuals and businesses on a regular basis. Yet understanding what drives it and what the goal is difficult. And particularly, we think it's important that pastors and churches and, frankly, all Americans understand it. So, Stephen, I want to go back to you right now, and let's get into this. You spoke at a pastors' conference attended by well over 100 Latino, white, and black pastors, along with their wives. There were over a couple hundred people who were there. I was a part of that. You presented information that took almost 3 hours. So there's a lot to say, and we can't get it all in this program. But I will say that information was very well received. And many, many people said, I had no idea, I did not know. So let me start right here with you. A simple question, perhaps. Maybe not a simple answer, but a simple question. Why is it imperative, in your opinion, that pastors, the church, and all Americans generally be concerned, or maybe in different contexts, what must they understand about the LGBTQ agenda?
Well, Sam, I think it's imperative that we understand and underscore from a biblical worldview and perspective, very simply, God is holy. And the revelation in the words of our Lord Jesus Christ made it very clear in the last two churches in Revelation chapter 2 that those churches were dealing with significant teachings of the Nicolaitans and the sin of Balaam, idolatry, but the spirit of Jezebel. And it's a dumbing down of what is normative in God's divine intention. And people will say, well, it's just like any other sin, and that's actually not an accurate statement. 1 Corinthians 6:18 makes it very clear that sexual immorality is a sin against the body, and it does bring great ramifications, and homosexual behavior and lesbianism and transgenderism and the Q and the plus sign need to be paid attention to. These behaviors and this kind of mentality of even the gay Christian is eroding in the church. We're like the proverbial frog in the pot. You know, we're at boiling level, and many people are not willing to speak up. So this is extremely important to understand what's going on.